Well, Keir Starmer to me is like that character who claims that he's reformed but keeps getting caught trying to take biscuits from the biscuit barrel when no one's looking. Because, here we are post-Brexit, and what do we have on our hands? France and Germany, the dynamic duo apparently of the EU, are proposing this associate member status for the UK. They've even designed a 4-tiered system to make it all sound official. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for international relations, but certainly not being a member of the EU again or anything like it. And this feels like inviting your ex to be, associate member in your book club or something like that. I mean, you broke up for a reason, didn't you? And the idea that the UK could actually join this outer tier, paying into the EU's budget and having the European Court of Justice peering over its shoulder, all in exchange for a single market pass, is just absolutely out of order in my opinion. It's like saying, sure, you can come to the party, but you have to wear that silly hat and dance the Macarena and pay for your snacks. And not surprisingly, Tory MPs are up in arms, and rightly so. They're looking at Sir Keir Starmer with suspicion, as if he's the kid who keeps stealing their lunch money. They're saying he backed Remain, he wanted a second referendum, and now he wants this associate member idea. He probably dreams of Brussels at night, I'm guessing. David Jones, one of these MPs, is not mincing his words at all, and he pointed out that this would mean that the UK giving up its sovereignty and shelling out money just to play in the EU's sandbox. He's saying, we got our sovereignty back, folks. Let's not give it up for getting some sauerkraut. And then there's Mark Francois, chair of the European Research Group, who's looking at Sir Keir and saying, once a Remainer, always a Remainer. It's like accusing somebody of secretly binge-watching episodes of their favourite TV show when they claim to have moved on. And I personally think he's right. And now, of course, Labour is trying to douse the flames of suspicions. They're, of course, saying things like, we won't seek any form of membership, promise. We just want a better deal for Britain. It's like when someone says, I don't want dessert, but then seeks a spoonful of your cheesecake, isn't it? Sir Keir Starmer himself apparently is promising a much better Brexit deal with Brussels, but he swears he won't drag Britain back into the single market or customs union. It's like saying, I'll date you, but I won't make it Facebook official. And in my opinion, it shows they don't care at all about anything like our democracy if they want to go against the Brexit vote. And before anyone says anything like, oh really, well we're not going to rejoin the EU, are we? Oh, I hate the smug one. Well, I'm sorry, but an associate member doesn't really seem like Brexit to me, and how long will it actually be before they try and move even closer than that? It just seems to be an insult to our intelligence, in my opinion, to suggest that this is not an attempt to overturn Brexit. And to be honest, it is a shame that we didn't diverge more from the EU and try to do things our own way, which is not only one of the main opportunities of Brexit, but it would also made it harder for something like this to even happen in the first place. But of course, with things like Wishy's Windsor framework turd, which actually I'm guessing he's trying to polish at the moment, does nothing but actually shackle us to the EU, in my opinion. And therefore, if anything, that seems a very strange move for someone who says he's a Brexiteer to me. And in my opinion, he's much as of a Brexiteer as Ursula von der Leyen. But anyway, the article says that experts have warned his vision for a closer partnership with the EU would likely face challenges if he wins power. The report by Paris and Berlin was released yesterday as Sir Keir met French President Emmanuel Macron in Paris. It suggests 4 tiers of integration with the inner circle, comprised of countries who are in the Eurozone and Schengen area, followed by a second tier of remaining EU states. The outer third tier would be associate members who are not willing and/or able to join the EU in the foreseeable future. Remember that, foreseeable future, but it doesn't say not at all, does it? And I'm guessing that would make it more easier for them to do so, if and when that time would come. The fourth tier would apparently be the existing European political community, which the UK is already a part of, focusing on geopolitical convergence and political cooperation in areas such as climate policy, security and energy.